Good evening. It is a very cold and icy night tonight. I'm trying to get this lighting right. Um, and I'm going to encourage you with what I am encouraging myself with. So in the Bible, we take what we've been given and we share it with others. Now, yes, I know many of you are probably primarily interested in real estate, and that's okay if you're not interested in anything regarding faith or the Christian faith. That's okay. I'm not here to offend you or push anything on you. I'm just simply sharing with you what I know to be true in my own life and my own walk with God. Okay, so I'm just going to wait a minute. I'm going to put on a song, and I'm just going to kind of sit here with you for a minute. And the point of this is to just encourage others with what I've been encouraged with, okay? I remember before I became a realtor, number one, I never wanted to be a realtor. It's just no appeal. So many people get their real estate licenses and say they want to be a realtor, and I just don't understand it. But I know that I was called into real estate twice, like out of the blue. So that's a whole nother story. But I do love it because I love the people. And so I have to say that I'm going to start playing the music quietly. It gets very stressful. And whether it's a fast market or not a fast market, there's just a lot of moving parts. Okay, there's listing a home or selling a home or having buyers. And when you list a home, it can get pretty stressful because the sellers will get frustrated with you for one thing, and the buyers and the buying agent will get frustrated with you for another thing. And you're, and there's always, I say it's like the image I get is like wheels, like gear wheels. You see on those old time clocks where there's a wheel here and a wheel there, and they got the gears and they're all interlocking and they're all going in different directions. One's going this way, one's going that way, one's going that way, this, and you're juggling all these wheels. And so, in the midst of a very hot market, it gets pretty exhausting emotionally, physically, mentally, long days, probably 18 plus hour days. And, so anyway, with all that being said, last night I went to bed. I'd written some offers, and we have listing appointments today, and I had another offer that I was asked to write today, and I just couldn't do it. I didn't have the time. So I had to send a client of mine to somebody else, and just recognizing that God is in control and I'm not, and I have to trust him when I submit offers for buyers, whether it's a hot market and you've got multiple offers, or it's a more mellow off. Maybe it's not a competitive market, but your buyer's trying to put in an offer and you're trying to negotiate it, and the buyer's either lowballing or the seller's difficult or whatever it is. You're always trying to work something out. And so to keep things short and sweet, I was pretty worn out yesterday, and I was just praying about these offers I submitted and praying about a listing appointment I had today. And I love it because a lot of times I'll wake up singing songs that I haven't even listened to in a long time. Okay. And I want to encourage you that God does and will speak to you. He does. And the question is, are we listening? And so one of the ways God speaks to me is through music. So this song, I'm going to play it for you. I searched the world and it couldn't fill me. You can read the lyrics on the bottom. Men's empty praise. I forget the other part. It's never enough, right? And you came along and put me back together. Say hi to Coco. That's one of my many dogs. My husband and I have 4 dogs that live with us and 2 dogs that live in another house with our friends. There's nothing. Oh, there's nothing better than you. And that reminds me that, there's nothing better than him. When we have that revelation that the contract getting accepted, or the money I'll make, or getting the listing is not as important as Jesus. And so it reminds me of the scripture, seek ye the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added. So when you truly, by God's grace, have that revelation that there's nothing better than him, there's just a greater peace of resting in that place of just faith. Oh, there's my dogs wrestling in the back. And so last night, yesterday, I just said, Lord, I'm not even going to worry about it. It doesn't matter, Lord. If I have full faith that you know exactly what house is for my client. And I'm not going to be fearful or panicky when I'm facing multiple offers. I'm not going to be emotionally reactive. I'm going to encourage my clients to trust God. I say, look, even if you don't have the same faith I do, we can just trust that if it's meant to be, it's going to be. And we're going to find you a house, but we have to have endurance. We have to have unction. We have to be ready. One of the clients didn't get a pre-approval till today. And when you're dealing with putting an offer on a house where there's countless multiple offers and you don't have an approval letter, you don't have any strength to negotiate with, right? So I woke up singing this. There's nothing better than him. He can move the mountain, right? You took mourning into dancing. You give beauty for ashes, right? You turn shame into glory. The only one who can, right? And so when we're disappointed and we're frustrated, God can take that. He can work it out for our good. If we're called and walking according to his purpose, he's going to work it out for our good. That's what I tell my clients. Don't worry. Don't worry. Speak life. Because he's the only one who can. Right? He turned graves into gardens, right? The dead things into life. Bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. And in my case, when I'm facing a listing agreement and there's all these realtors out there and I'm facing offers, multiple offers and competing offers and trying to figure out how to best advise my clients, I just say, Lord, stick with your peace. Give it the best you got. And if you don't get it, stick with your peace. Don't have regret by not doing what you shoulda, coulda. Okay? And then trust God. We do our part. We fight hard. We're prepared. We're diligent. We're ready. We're drawing on the spot. Right? But ultimately, once we've done our part, then it's truly only he can do what he can do. Right? So there's freedom in that. There's resting in that. You see my dogs. Okay? So if you work with me, Lord willing you will, I don't expect you to believe what I believe, and I'm not going to be pounding you over the head with, people say, religion. It's not religion. It's a relationship with the living God. But if you just let me be me and speak my language, and speak the truth that I've lived out for over 20 years. So many miracles, dreams, revelations, knowing stuff about people I didn't know. Just God's grace, seeing miracle after miracle in my personal life, around people I know, around just day in and day out. And then in real estate, I've seen too many miracles to just doubt. So if you work with me, you get to work with a really awesome God. Not that I'm God, because I'm not God. I'm just saying I'm working with him. And if you're working with me, you're working with him, right? And so you can just kind of see things a little differently and hopefully be encouraged and go, wow, this is a little different. Wow, you've really encouraged me or whatever. So anyway, remember, God's the only one who can. He can turn things into gardens. He can take that disappointing time. He can give you favor. He can get things done. He can part the Red Sea for you, right? So anyway, hopefully you'll come here if you're wanting to come to Texas and live in a nice little small town on the coast. It's more affordable than other places, but it's getting very competitive. But I grew up in Northern California, And even though I think California's crazy, I do, sorry, Californians, I still love California. I just would not want to live there because it's just getting out of control. So my heart was to pray that people from California who have good hearts and who really value family and freedom and just want that coastal life that they were seeking in California, they could have it here, in Texas, and have the freedom to believe, have their own religion that they believe, and have their freedom to believe what they want to believe, but they're not going to be mad at you if you don't believe the same thing. I find, unfortunately, a lot of the people that I've known in California, they're just try to have conversations with them about their beliefs, and instead of just having a conversation, they get angry. So it's like, wow, that's weird. They want everybody to believe what they believe, but if you don't believe what they believe, they're mad at you. So I feel like true freedom is what I've learned from God, is that we all have the freedom to choose what we believe, what we do, and if we're okay with the consequences or whatever, then we do it. But I'm not afraid to have discussions with anyone. I'm secure in my faith and what I believe. So hopefully those of you that want to come to Corpus and in Texas, you're welcome to give us a call. My husband, Orlando O'Neill, he is a realtor in Houston. He also brokers energy. So he is just a tremendous gift to anyone who is looking for a home there or starting a business. You need to understand the tax ramifications and savings that you can have in certain businesses. So give us a call. Have a great day.